Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Watchers. We're The Watchers. I'm Victoria Burt with Killer Shot Films.
And I'm Kevin Marable with blackscript.com.
Hi, Kevin.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on? Good to see you again. I know we've been potting. We've been potting. Let's just put it that way. So,
Yeah, we've been
um, we've been busy.
busy.
So it's been good. Let's get a little housekeeping out of the way, please. If you're interested in watching more of our videos, you can go to YouTube. You can go to thewatcherspodcast.com. You can go to our Patreon. You can go to Spotify.
Subscribe.
Um, subscribe, and follow, please. Let's talk about the movie we just saw
Yes.
recently.
Project Hail Mary, starring Ryan Gosling as Grace, Sandra Huller as Eva Stratt, James Ortiz as Rocky, Lionel Boyce as Carl, Ken Leung as Yao Li Ji, Milana Vaitrum as Olicia Ilukina. That's I'm
Not
hoping
bad.
I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Priya Kansara as Mary, the voice of Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Liz Kingsman as Annie Shapiro, and Orion Lee as Dr. Lee Shi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us the summary, please.
The summary is based on the best-selling novel by Andy Weir. Project Hail Mary follows Ryland Grace, a middle school science teacher and former molecular biologist who wakes up alone aboard a spaceship with no memory of who he is or how he got there. As his memory slowly returns, he realizes he has been sent on a desperate interstellar mission to uncover the cause of a mysterious substance that is draining the sun's energy and threatening life on Earth. Using science, instinct, and unexpected companionship, Grace must race against time to save humanity.
I was really reluctant to go see this movie, but
What's that?
I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't speak to me.
Didn't grab you?
It just didn't. I thought it might be some sort of goofy thing with the rock thing. I don't know. I just didn't. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
You know. But I had two people outside of you text me this weekend and say, "Oh my God, you have to go see this movie."
Hmm.
And I was like, okay. And then when I knew we were going to pod today, I said, I know he saw it. I'm like, I'm going to go peep it. And it's a time commitment, right? It's like 2.5,
It's
2:45.
it's a long one. It's a stretch. Mhm.
What was your first, if you had to give it a watcher, yay or nay, or did you love it? What did you feel? And then I'll tell you what I felt.
I would say that I'm closer to like slash love the movie.
Hmm.
Um, I went to this because of things that I read about it. I was like you initially. I was a little reluctant. I was like, I could probably wait till it comes out on streaming or whatever the case may be. But once reviews started to come out and the Rotten Tomatoes score had come out, and then I started seeing people talk about it online. Um, those factors alone, I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to the movies and check this out because enough people are talking about it. I think this might be something that is worthwhile. So
Hmm.
I go to the theater, and like I said, immediately I'm sat dead center, and I'm there for the trailers. Before the trailers, really, the lights are still up, and they're showing all of the commercials and everything before the trailers. And there's this couple behind me, and they're just talking it up.
No.
Yeah, they're just talking it up, and
Like they were in their house.
yes, and it's before the trailers. I got my snacks. I'm getting everything situated, and I start eating my snacks, and I'm like, okay, they'll shut up by the time the lights go dim.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope, the whole time talked throughout the entire movie.
I've gotten into very serious arguments because of that. I'm not even joking.
Oh man,
Very serious arguments.
that
Like
irked me. That
I
irked
I
me.
remember going to see The Matrix 4,
Hmm.
right? The one when they were older. I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan. I'm a
Oh
huge
yeah,
Matrix
yeah.
girly, right?
Especially the Matrix, John Wick.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in this movie theater and the guy to the, I can still see him. He was over there and he's talking. And I said, okay, we're just going to wait. Just like you, I'm going to be patient.
Right. Mhm.
But let me tell you, once them lights drop, and I was like, you're not going to do that full throated voice. You're not going to talk like that throughout the whole movie, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
And he piped down.
I
I mean, listen, you're a man. It's a different energy.
well, this was an older couple. I would say they're like a senior couple, but it's
So
like
were they like they couldn't hear like Ethel? What's
no,
happening?
they're
That
just they're the kind of people you don't wanna go to the theater with, where they're like, "What's happening next?" Or the person's like, "I think this is what's about to happen. See,
no.
I told you so. I told you this is what was
Oh no,
going."
see, no, no, Kevin, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no. I mean, I'm going to say I want people to actually give you this advice. You have to tell them to shut the fuck up.
yeah, you do, you do.
You honestly do.
I was trying to be respectful to the
I
elders.
love that, but this is not about respectful to the elders.
Yeah,
We are in a movie theater.
I
This
agree.
is my church. You're going to shush.
Yeah.
You're going to shush. I had
So
a guy. Remember that movie, the SNL movie?
yes,
Was
I
it
didn't
right?
watch it, but yes, I know you're
I
talking.
loved it, but I went to the movie theater and I went to Jersey. A friend of mine lives in Jersey, and
Mhm,
I took the train out. And I was like, "We're going to the movie theaters in where I don't know where we are in Jersey, but we're in Jersey. It was a mall. I was in a mall,
mhm.
okay." And I'm sitting next to this big guy and his friend, and me and my friend are sitting to the right, and he's on his phone.
Oh,
And I was like, "I'm gonna wait.
yeah.
I'm
S
gonna wait."
screen
Like right next to
at
me,
the
right,
brightest
right, full bright, full bright. And my friend Chris, I could feel her getting like my friend got I could feel her getting nervous because she knows me.
yeah,
So the movie starts and I said, "We're gonna turn that off now, right?"
yeah.
And he was like, "Yes." I was like,
Mhm.
"Great." Like
Right,
full voice. I want you to be shamed.
yeah.
Yeah. I've got like I there was another movie, not Sinners. Was it Sinners?
I feel like
Yeah,
there
there was Sinners that there was a couple. It might have been Sinners. There was a guy because I saw it like four times. So
mhm,
there was there was a person like over here and they were talking to each other.
mm,
I said, "This is not your living room." Full
right,
voice.
yeah.
Full voice. Now, I have people that think that's going to get you in trouble one day. I'm like, I'm willing to get in
Right,
trouble
right. I'm about to battle it
because
out.
I will be seething the entire movie.
That's how I was, honestly. But I sat through it. I stomached through it.
You
Um,
need to go back.
yeah. I still like I said, I still enjoyed it, but it was I feel like they brought it down a notch for me.
Of course they're going to. It's going to
Yeah.
frustrate you. So I went and I was crying in the movie theaters.
Oh, you were crying.
I was crying. I cried.
Really?
And I was not the only person. There was a couple next to me, this guy and this girl, and he was crying. I heard him.
You heard him whimpering.
I heard people. He didn't whimper. I heard him sniffling,
Okay.
and then I
Oh,
heard,
sweet.
I heard some people sniffling,
Mhm.
and I saw some people wiping their eyes. Like I had tears. Like I mean, I wasn't sobbing. It wasn't,
Yeah,
Philadelphia for God's sakes. That movie, I cried like a
yeah.
baby after it
You
ended.
you I'm gonna take a wild guess here. You were crying over the Rock,
Not solely,
not solely over
not
Rocky?
solely. No, not solely over Rocky. It okay. So we read the summary, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, the thing about this movie that made me emotional,
Mhm.
I first of all went in with a little side eye, right? Because I thought, hero, this is the guy, it's the likable, good looking guy, scientist guy,
Saving the
I've
planet.
seen, and this was the reason why I didn't want to see it in the first place. I was like, I've seen The Martian,
Mhm. Yep.
right? That the writer who wrote The Martian wrote this book.
Right.
I get it, and I'm not a big fan of like, I don't know, like I saw Wally. I don't need to see a
Ah,
rock version of Wally in another version of Armageddon,
yeah.
in another version of The Martian. Like I've seen all the tropes that it's trying to create,
Right.
right?
It's like, so what else could you
What are
possibly
you doing?
yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
But what it had,
It
first
had
of all,
it had its own magic in my
it
opinion.
had its own, it really created a beautiful, like emotional and smart relationship between the two characters
Yeah.
in the two different films. There were two different films going on.
Yeah.
Like, so it really worked for like my ADHD. If this thing had just been linear, where like he started, they did it, then they went
Right.
up, and then
Right.
he got, and then it was Rocky, and then it was Come Home. But because they told the story in two tracks,
Yep.
right? Of the before he was on board and once he was on board,
Right.
and they told them going down the line in this like almost 5 act structure,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Post hero's journey, the idea of the hero's journey is that they're asked 3 times and then they say yes, and
Yeah.
they like split it up, and it was so perfect
Yeah.
because I found myself wondering questions that were going to come at the end that were from the beginning. So
Mhm.
like the mystery at the start is, how the hell did he end up on this
Yeah.
ship?
And he doesn't remember
And he
anything.
doesn't remember, and you're thinking it's just cryo sleep sickness
Right.
or something, because we all know the business of sleeping
Yeah.
in the aircrafts, right?
And the whole
And
crew's dead, and so
right,
you're like, "Okay, I've seen this story before."
right
And
now
so
it's that horrible movie Passengers with
yeah.
that
Oh,
guy, right? And
yes.
so I'm like, oh my god, is it this, is it this, is it this, and but every time I felt that way, it wasn't,
Yeah, it changed.
and it
Completely changed.
changed. And
Mhm.
his acting,
It was good.
it was top tier.
Yeah, it was good.
He was alone
Yeah.
with a rock.
That's what most of the movie was just him and a rock.
And a rock.
Yeah.
And I really like that they did not what's that thing when uh, they make a character feel like they did it, like Wally had the big eyes and had the brows.
He didn't have
This
none
they
of that.
did he just was like a little spider rock,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And it was actually a little scary at first, right? So if we think about how this movie started, I was thinking, how do we talk about this? Because it's like I feel like it's broken out. Like, first, there's the mystery, right?
Right? Mhm.
Like, what's going on with Earth?
Mhm.
Why is he on the ship?
Yeah. And
Where
I
is he
still, to
going?
be
Where
honest,
are the people?
I still needed a little more understanding as to what was actually happening. Yes, I get that these particles were, like, eating away at the sun,
Right.
but
That's what you got to tell me.
they didn't really spend a lot enough time on it to where it felt like something that could truly happen.
Well, that just became the movie where the ice took over the thing with Jake Gyllenhaal. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
I mean, we all have seen these end of,
Right.
natural, what are they called? Life ending events,
Yeah.
right? That was another movie, right?
Extinction level event. Mhm.
There you go.
Mhm.
See? Another movie. So we all know the tropes, and they knew we knew the tropes. So
Right.
they didn't overfeed us. And I was appreciative of that. I because quite frankly, all you got to say to me is that the sun is dying.
Right.
And they didn't even say that. They just said it's gonna get 15 degrees colder.
Yeah, and they kinda showed visual as to what was happening and how these things were traveling from the sun or from Venus to the sun or something to that
I didn't
effect.
understand any of that, quite frankly.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to
Yeah,
understand, but
I
I
didn't care.
get that they were trying to.
It was the MacGuffin. It didn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
It didn't
then
matter.
so
To me, anyway.
once they convinced him and they got him to go to this bunker and figure out, okay, what these particles, what are they? How do they survive and live? And then you got to do it in the dark room, and,
Yeah.
and then
But what
he,
was really great about that, right? Think about that. What was great about that is, again, if you go to enough movies and you know enough about storytelling, you know how many times these got to be called to action, right?
right,
And
right,
I loved that, like, they used his ego with the paper, and he seemed like this great teacher, right? But then they use this, he goes in and like you get a chance to prove your theory is right.
your
And then it's
knowledge, yeah,
like
and how
it's not right. He's
yeah,
like,
how smart
God
you are.
damn it, I was
And they were like,
wrong.
yeah, we figured this out like 2 weeks ago. You
Yeah.
haven't told me anything new.
I loved how it just kept showing how smart he was, but also showing that he was in the company of equally really smart people.
Right, but it also lent to the fact that he felt like even with his knowledge and genius and all of that, he still felt inadequate
completely, and it worked.
Yeah.
That's what, right? It worked so well because I don't know about you, but I was sitting there going, first of all, I'm not smart enough to do none of that. I
And
couldn't
you
even be the
right.
black guy that helped him get the duct tape, right?
Yeah,
Because I don't have that kind of brawn,
right.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
But like, what made me, you asked me what made me emotional, was it Rocky? What
Mm,
made me emotional is the idea today that so many different places and people and countries could come together, and that
yeah,
people would be willing to risk their lives. And that's what made me emotional. The idea, and then they played with that, right? Because
yeah.
in the end, we find out, spoilers, everyone, he was drug up on that boat, like on that ship, right?
Right.
Right, but
We
like to me,
we
but
weren't expecting that part.
it was fantastic,
Yeah.
right? So it's like that's what got me emotional. I was like, wow, man, this movie is making me feel
Up a little bit.
nostalgic for a time that I believe people would show up like this. Because
Mm,
I think about when Armageddon. Remember that movie? You know which one I'm talking about,
yes.
right? With Bruce Willis,
Oh,
and there
yeah.
was another one at the same time that happened, and I can't remember what the other one was called. But
Was that Apollo 13? Not Apollo 13.
no, that's the movie about the Apollo 13.
Yeah.
No, but I know. I mm, what's it called? Let me Google it while hold on one second. It's with Steve Buscemi. No, that's it's with Tia Leone. The other one is with Tia Leone. Tia.
Mm,
Okay. Deep Impact. Okay.
uh-huh.
So it right. So it's Armageddon and Deep Impact. And when those two movies came out and they talked about like trying to have people go up and save the world and risk their lives,
Mhm.
I remember watching those movies and thinking, of course, that's what would happen.
Right.
And I'm watching this movie going, I don't know. Will people really come together like this? Would worlds come together like that?
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know. It made me sad. I was like, wow, this movie is nostalgic for a time that people were,
More humane?
yeah,
Yeah, and wanted to do things for the right and for the greater good.
right. And so then, to your earlier point, what did make me cry about Rocky was the fact that he was so pure, the
Mhm.
character, right? Like when when you first meet him and he's learning about him, and when he like sends him the little gifts.
Yeah, and that was crazy. He was, like, building them out of I don't know if it was metal or whatever the
What
material was.
XE, that was the material, and it was like supposed to be gas, and it was hard, and
Right. That's right.
and it was such a beautiful character,
Mhm.
and so that did make me sad. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember sitting there going, if they kill this rock,
I
I'm gonna get up.
for a quick second there, I was like, "Oh, he
Ain't no
gone."
way they couldn't have done it. All right. So tell me, what else did you think about this movie? How did you feel about Rocky and Ryan and
I thought the chemistry was great, even though, it's a Rock and Ryan, but he's able to make anything, you know he was able to bring emotion to something that was inanimate, like in real
yeah,
life, and make it believable and realistic when you're watching it. And you do feel for both characters. Uh,
really, really well too. Like
yeah,
it starts, while you're learning the backstory of how he got to this situation, he
right.
wakes up and everybody's dead.
Yeah.
And when he was like going through all their stuff
Mhm.
and like saying all the beautiful things about the people, and he's like touching their hands, you know,
Yeah.
that was beautiful. And I loved that the movie was long, but I loved that it took the time
It did.
do all those things. I walked home and I said, I know sometimes we'll ask each other, is there anything you would cut out of the movie? I couldn't think of one thing I would have cut out of the movie.
I don't I I don't think there was anything that needed to be cut. I just don't know if it needed to be as long as it needed to
Yeah,
be.
but I mean, the
Yeah.
question is, what do you cut out of it? Do you
No,
cut
no,
out him being a teacher? Do you cut
no,
out
no.
every single
All of it
scene
was
with those
important.
was
All of it,
perfect. Like,
yeah,
you
all of it
know,
was important.
because everything that made you fall in love with him
Yeah,
and his spirit, and how every time you think he's not as bright as he is, he does some shit that you're like, whoa,
yeah,
this guy is really bright.
yeah.
Um,
I
and
will
is not,
say, oh, go ahead.
no, 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 please go ahead.
I was just gonna say I did enjoy there was some humorous moments like when he made it to space. Well, he was already in space, but when he was getting to the destination and he got to the destination and he noticed the bright light in the distance. And then
Hmm.
next thing you know, the bright light was Rocky's spaceship
Hmm.
approaching and coming up to him. And he's like, oh no, I don't know what this is. I gotta get out of here. So he would move and the spaceship would
That
move.
was great.
and
It was such playful. It was so
yeah,
playful.
it was like
But
a little dance that they did.
you also felt the feelings that he would feel, like
Yeah,
everything that they really were able to just mirror beat for beat how you would feel. Scary, vodka, get drunk,
right.
oh my
Yes.
god, just every he was they were so good at the human reactions to the moments.
Hmm.
Like he felt really human and real. Like even just a silly moment when when they're like, okay, you discovered how to grow it, right? They're
Right.
like, okay, I'll come to the next place, and they're like, okay, are we taking a jet? And he was like, no. And
Yeah.
he put him in the fighter plane, and he's like banging and throwing, Dramamine in his mouth, and then he gets out and he's throwing up into the cone. You want to know something funny? Those cones don't have holes on the top.
I
I mean,
thought the exact same thing when
I mean,
you
they have
you're
holes.
saying
I was like, is he throwing up through the
it,
cone?
yeah, what's catching it? Nothing is catching it.
Also, not for nothing, when he woke up,
When he woke up.
when he first woke up, when the movie first started,
Uh-huh.
and he was in that like birth suit with the long hair, that was great, by the way,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And
To
like
show
the jelly,
how long he had
yeah.
been there, yeah.
Did he have on drawers? Because I was like, why would he have on drawers?
I don't know, I wasn't looking.
I feel like he did, and I thought to myself, if this was a French movie, he wouldn't have had on clothes.
No, and
He
it's
would
a
have been
sport.
in a like a Neo. He would have,
Right, it would've just been like a
because
one-piece suit
you
and
can't be in clothes because you get
the
rubbing
material.
and right.
Yeah,
Anyway, that was my one little. I was
yeah.
like, they should have. We should have gotten that. I'm just saying. That was my. I was like, that and throwing up in the cone. I was like, it should have. That could have been a joke because he could have gotten it on his shoes.
Yeah, I didn't understand them handing him a cone or him taking the cone and, throwing it up in the cone. It didn't make any sense to me.
It was
Um,
funny.
yeah.
It was
I
funny, and the backstory was really well done and
Yeah.
balanced perfectly.
They had a lot to work with being that this is based off of a novel.
Yeah,
So they had a lot of information and a lot of detail to play around with. I like the world building, even though it's between 2 spaceships and it's in the middle of space, in the middle of nowhere. The
yeah.
world building that they built just within that little tunnel of space that Rocky built to come over to his spaceship,
Hmm.
and from
And
there.
even his spaceship, it started
Right,
to feel like a real place. Like,
yeah,
and you know, to bounce back to the Earth story, even his boss, the German woman,
mhm,
and the worlds that she built him along the way as he careened closer and closer to going up into the spaceship,
yeah.
you know, I kept thinking, why is he on this ship? They showed you 6, 9 space people, right? And then
Actually,
when
yeah,
it blew up, I was like, oh, that's good.
yeah, it was like, "Oh,
And they
he
laid the seed earlier. Remember, they were, and I was like, oh, that's so
it's
good.
it's 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 right in the title,
Yeah,
Project Hail Mary."
it was so good.
Yeah.
And I also loved how with that whole thing with why he was up to bat with how when that fabulous karaoke scene.
Oh, yeah, right, 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 yes.
I think that was like I think one of my top. If I had to pick three, that was one of my top three.
In the movie, nobody was expecting it, and I think
Yeah,
the audience, nobody was expecting that to come from her.
The song was fantastic.
Yeah.
The way she sang it, it
Mhm,
was sad, it was sweet, it was
mhm.
beautiful. I
Yeah,
cried.
because she didn't other than that, she didn't really show emotion.
None.
She was a hard shell.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Mhm.
And his monologue about all these people like hooking up and laughing and singing, and they know they're going to die,
Yeah.
right?
And when you're watching it,
Fantastic.
you're thinking like, "What would I do in
How did he get? And I
Yeah,
was saying no. I was saying, first of all, okay, let's assume that I had the skill.
yeah,
I was saying to myself, girl, you wouldn't say no. You wouldn't say yes. But then I thought, every day we wake up and not know if this is the last day. So what's the difference?
that knowing, that's really the only difference.
That's the
It's
only difference. So
yeah,
I thought, well, maybe you would go.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
what's the difference
yeah.
actually?
What I mean, you only just it's either this or nothing.
Right. So it's like, it's just purpose.
Mhm, mhm.
That's what it is,
Right,
right?
right.
So that was also profound. That also sort of made me tear up because I was like, I loved that when he was actually asked, he considered and said no,
Yeah,
because that's real.
yeah. She said, "You have 3 hours," and he said, "Well, I thought about it." And the
No.
answer was no and she was like, "Well, I hate
Mm,
to break it to you."
call him in, next step. And I thought that was great too, because that's like, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody got time to play with your feelings. You are the only person, you're going up. It's the universe or you.
yeah.
Who you
I
think
was
is going to
giving you
win?
3 hours as a courtesy.
This was courtesy shit. And I loved it when the black guy was like, "You're gonna do great," or whatever he said. What,
Yeah.
what did he say to him when he
It was somewhere along those lines for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like they could have given brother a little bit more to do.
Just a little bit. Yeah,
Just a
just a
little
little
bit, you know. I
bit. He
mean, there were a lot of
could have been one
people.
of the astronauts or
There
something
were a
maybe.
lot. There were people of color who were asked. There was an astronaut that
Yeah,
was a black man,
yeah.
um, and there were people of color. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
recall seeing a black woman per se. There might have been. There
yeah.
might have been. But the point though, about our he felt very much like Dave. Do you remember the movie Dave? Like the security guard, black guy, Ving Rhames played.
Oh, no.
Do you have ever seen Dave?
Mm-mm. I know there's a TV show called Dave.
Yeah, no, it's a movie. Kevin Kline and Sigourney Weaver
Oh, wow.
and Ving Rhames.
Okay,
Very good movie. Very
okay.
good movie. And you'll get why I say that's like I bet you in casting like we want a character like Ving Rhames in Dave. I could see it. I could see it. So we're learning this backstory along the way, and then we see that he doesn't seem to have any love in his life or any relationships or anything like that. And from what we could tell, because he just picks up out of his life, and like there's no storyline or any plot about him having anything,
Yeah.
right? And when he meets Rocky, it's a very interesting dynamic, because like he had three people. We don't know that he didn't want to be there, but he had three people on the boat. And now there's on the ship, and now there's nobody. Rocky had 23. Rocky lives at an elevated. It seems like Rocky was an elevated entity, right? Like
Mhm.
even though he was a rock, right?
Right.
The way he was able to connect with him, the way when
Yeah.
he like threw the thing and then he threw the thing again and then he threw it slower and then he like literally threw it like, and it was like, and he's like like it just like landed on him. He's like,
That
what?
was great. That was great. And it was almost like Rocky was he was the alien version of Grace, honestly.
Yeah,
And he had,
he was
like
a better version of Grace.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was love,
Mhm.
and he was intelligence, and
And
he
he
was
was all about
purpose.
yeah, all about the mission, all about the purpose. Yeah.
He was just it was, and he was just so perfectly framed
Mhm.
as somebody to have in your life to teach you how to love somebody else more than yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's what his lesson was,
And to
right?
not feel alone.
And
Both
to not feel alone,
because they
right?
both felt alone. Very
Well, but Rocky wasn't alone on
right,
his planet,
right,
right?
right.
But
Or
but
on the
he
ship
or on the ship,
his
right?
until
Oh,
his team died.
when
And
he had to sleep, when Rocky had to sleep because,
yeah,
oh my,
that's what I thought. That's where I thought the
well,
tears.
it was, but I cried more than once.
Okay.
Yeah, there was more than one moment of tears,
Yeah.
and it was really beautiful, and how I loved the whole section about teaching how to communicate,
Mhm.
and
Like
that
learning each other.
learning each other. That was a great scene also when he got the ring of oxygen, the trust scene,
Yes. Yeah.
right? When he's like, all right,
Yeah.
you know, um,
Yeah. And
fantastic.
took the helmet off
Yeah,
and was like, "Oh,
really.
he made the environment well for me. He made it for me."
Which what think about that. That is the setup for the last scene.
Exactly.
I just realized that right now.
Oh, really?
I didn't even connect the dots until right now.
Yes.
Of course, right. I mean, I literally just saw it. You know what I
At
mean? Like,
first,
yeah,
yeah, that I know we're jumping ahead, but real
yeah,
quick, when it moves to the scene where he's on the beach in the water and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself like, "Oh, he mighta maybe he died."
yeah. Kevin, I said to myself, "Is he dead? Is this a
Right.
fantasy?"
Yeah.
From the very beginning, right?
Right, true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But then
I
I was like, that would be silly. I thought that would just be a waste of time. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But I thought this could just all be in his cryo sleep. He could be completely like, you
But
know,
yeah, I mean, maybe looking at it in a certain way, some people might have like, people have theories as to, maybe this whole thing was imaginary from the get-go.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but you know what
I don't
dissuaded
think
me
it
of that
I
was,
don't think
yeah, I
so.
don't think so
Yeah,
either. The after stuff with her on the
yeah,
older and on the ice, but
yeah.
you know, yeah, and going into I mean, what also struck me as marvelous was, and I use that word very intentionally because this was a marvel to me.
Mhm.
How you imagine being on space, being alone, what that must feel like, because you already know you're going to die because now you're up there
And you
and
don't
there's
have
no
enough
way home,
it's a one-way trip, you don't have enough
right?
to get back. Mhm.
But now you've encountered extraterrestrial life.
Yeah, and he took it well. He took
Whoa,
it
he took it. Well, I mean, he's a scientist, so like
yeah.
I don't know about you, but I believe that this universe is too big that there would couldn't
Oh,
possibly
I
be
mean,
life out there,
obviously, yeah,
right?
but once you've
But
encountered
it's scary.
yeah, exactly. Once you've encountered it and now you know what it looks like, how it
Yeah.
acts, you're still learning it, so you don't know if this thing is gonna attack you at any
Yeah.
point.
Well, that was really funny too when they were like, ah, ah, it
Yeah,
was so cute, and the dancing and the
yeah.
oh my god, it was
It's
so
almost like
charming.
a space version of, like, Man's Best Friend.
Well, no, no, at the end I was like, oh, that's like a dog,
Exactly. Yeah,
but smarter. It's like if Oliver could actually speak to me,
yeah,
he'd be that character. But I don't
right.
know if Oliver could, you know, be that smart.
But that
um,
essentially, that's kind of what it was to me.
but yeah, but to not even to see, but I think man, and by man I mean like us human beings, want
Right,
to always have a hierarchy, and I
right.
don't, and I actually think that
They
Rocky was, I think that
was
Grace
that
was
more
more like
healthy.
the dog.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't think that,
They were a man's best friend to each other, put
yeah,
it that
I
way.
think that they were more equal, if not Rocky was more intelligent,
Yeah, yeah,
right? So, and Rocky was always the one reaching out.
yeah. Mhm,
If you
mhm,
think about that, right?
mhm.
Rocky reached out first. Rocky created the
Right,
bridge. Rocky sent the gifts.
yeah,
Rocky sent the little things. Rocky made the little things so he could like breathe,
yeah,
right? Rocky made the little ball for himself so he could come see him.
right.
Oh my God. And then he's like building the world. I die.
Yeah. They were really, really good at that world building and showcasing all of that, so that way you could understand what was to come next. Um,
Yeah. The relationship
mhm,
was the most important thing that they created so that that third through fifth act could work so perfectly,
Right,
right? So
right.
like, so they figure out how they're gonna, together, right? They figure out that they got to fish for the goop, to get the goop, to save the things, to get the sun to not die, right?
And
And it
all of
doesn't,
that and all of that propelled them into space.
right? And so they go to this new planet. Remember, he was like the pretty planet that, and they come up with the funny name. He's like dumb name, like adorable, all of that stuff, adorable. But they do the fishing scene where he he risks his life,
Yeah,
right?
he almost loses it.
Yeah, that was really intense. And what was scary for me was Rocky would be alone. I was
Yeah,
like, don't
yeah.
risk your life. You gotta Rocky. You can't leave Rocky. I was like, whoa, I'm attached now. I'm attached.
But
Right?
those were probably some of the best scenes in the
Yeah.
movie, honestly.
Yeah.
They were visually stunning. Yeah.
You know,
It looked beautiful though.
it
It
was gorgeous.
amazing, yeah. Yeah.
And so then they get inside with the goop that they fished,
Mhm.
and then the ship starts to fall apart.
Oh, yeah.
And
It
Grace is knocked out,
Mhm.
and
And Rocky
Rocky.
risked it all.
I tell you, this was the next cry. I couldn't handle it.
Risked it all.
Didn't even think about it. He was like
Yeah.
popped out of that little thing.
Yeah,
I
because he
said
at that point, it's for
he
Rocky, it was like either I do this or to save
we
my
all die.
yeah, yeah.
But I think that Rocky could have gotten that ship back without Ryan.
Oh, he just had a companion, yeah.
But he loved him,
Right. He just didn't wanna
and
be out there alone. I think the 2 of them just did not wanna be alone. Even when Ryan tried to like I said, when Ryan tried to escape, he was like, you know
right. Yes, but I also think that the point of this character is that it was a completely open, unbroken spirit
right.
that
Yeah,
just knew how to show up and be there and be present and be loving and be
right.
honest.
Yeah,
And
didn't
he was
know any
like,
other way.
and that was it.
Yeah.
And
Even
that was it. That's
right.
why he said, I'll give you the fuel.
Yeah,
I'll just take 4 years long. It didn't even, he was like, well, why didn't you tell me that? I'll get, like, that's what, like, and that was, I think, Ryan's best moment,
mhm,
because he was believable when he was like, this is what we do. This is who,
right.
and then when he turned around and you saw the relief of,
Like, "Oh my god, I get to go home."
I get to have to live
Mhm, mhm.
a little bit more, maybe, right?
Yeah,
Because you don't know, was so beautiful. But and and that the use of the words and finding the words and to call him brave, and to it was just so beautiful how that character was just so, this is what you do.
yeah,
This is what you do. And had they not set that purity up, it wouldn't have paid off in the end, because that's how Grace was able to make that decision in the end. And I did not see that coming at all. I didn't know what was going to happen,
me either. Me either.
but
I didn't read the books. I didn't know
yeah.
anything about it. I did read later that it was a part of you know, a a novel, but, not only that, the
Mhm.
audiobook was, like, huge, like, widely popular on,
Maybe I'll listen to the audiobook. I love audiobooks.
Amazon, yeah, and they're now coming out with, like, a deluxe version or, like, a box set or something to the effect of due to the success of the movie,
Hmm.
they're expanding it more.
Well, I mean, I don't think they should be surprised. I mean, The Martian did extraordinarily well. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
I will never be shocked by how much the story of one guy doing something heroic can be touching and moving, right?
yeah.
So, and who doesn't need that,
Oh, we all need
right?
those stories, yeah.
Um, and so when the goodbye scene, they've pulled it together,
Mhm.
and Rocky's healed.
Yep.
Thank God. If I literally said to myself, if they kill this rock,
I man,
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
I was gonna leave. I was like, I don't care. I don't care. They just killed what to me was like pure love. I was
Mhm.
like, nah, we gotta go. But he healed. He healed himself, right?
Took some
And took
time.
some time.
Right.
And that was another point. Like Ryan just showed up and was
He
present,
didn't leave his side. He did not leave
you
his side.
know, and adorable, like the little coupley things when he's like he's just listening all the
Yeah.
time,
Right.
it's just adorable. But
Yeah.
that's what it feels like when you're not used to being around somebody. It just
You want
feels
your
like
space.
leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know
Little space, you want your space.
right, and he was like, what's happening, what's going on, it was so adorable. So okay, so the goodbye scene,
Uh-huh.
I really thought they were saying goodbye. I didn't see
Yeah.
that the fourth little thing happening with the ship, and it
Yeah.
was so beautiful.
He was like, "Do I go back or do I try to save Rocky?"
No, I'm talking about before that. I mean, the goodbye scene when they were like saying goodbye to each other. They were
Oh,
like, you go.
oh, right. Yes.
How did you not cry during that? It was crazy.
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. When they, oh, and then he has his little girlfriend back home, whatever her name is. What was her name? Adrian?
I forgot, yeah.
Adrian. La, 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 la. I know, it was so cute. Um, and, uh, and then that's how,
Oh, right.
right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God,
And then they
this
did the
is
little
so
dance.
cute.
They did a little
Oh,
a little dance.
well, it was, I mean, it could not have been more charming. It could not have been more charming. And even when they, like the last little bit, when they're like looking through it, I don't know if you've ever had a friend. I remember when I was young and I had a best friend when I was 10 and she moved away.
Oh,
And
yes.
like that, seeing somebody go, it just cracks your heart,
Yeah, it's hard.
And, but I was happy because I was like, Rocky gets to go home and see his
Mhm,
love, and
mhm.
and Ryan gets to go back
Yeah, they
and
both get to go home.
live his life,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But then when he learns through the goop and the thing breaking down,
Starts
and
to
he
see.
learns
Mhm.
that when he said it out loud, what was going to happen to Rocky, I felt sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, what is he
Yeah.
gonna do? Like, and that little turn, that choice of like,
Yeah, what do you
I
do?
gotta go, I gotta go get him. I gotta go
Right.
back.
Which one is quicker? And I mean, he helped save my life. I gotta help him.
But it was also just like Rocky. It was just like, this is what I gotta do,
Yeah.
right? It was just, this
Mhm.
is how you show up,
Right.
And it was what, and it really showed his growth because that's the way,
Yes.
technically, it's how he should have decided to
To
save humanity,
right. Mhm.
but he didn't have that
Yeah.
existence, right? He didn't think like that. He didn't have that self-knowledge, that self-love,
Right.
that self-belief, um, and that self-awareness. He didn't have any of that. And so when he was like, here's everything, go, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you. This is good. This is good. And then when he was like screaming for him,
Oh, man. Yeah. His banging from the, come back to the front.
because you don't
No.
know what could happen. You don't know how that thing was huge. You
Yeah.
don't know, first of all, where he is. Is he hurt? Did the radiation get him?
Yeah.
Because oh my God, remember when we went into the ship with him?
I know. It looked crazy.
It was amazing. It was all open.
Yeah. It reminded me of the part of Interstellar where all time was happening all at once, and he was stuck
Hmm.
in the middle of
Yes.
that time. That's what it
Yes.
looked like to me.
It was beautiful. And that's when he actually has the memory recall,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Of being like dosed
Yeah.
and chucked on the. Um, that was beautiful. And
It
then
was
he goes back. And I didn't expect the ending. I
did
thought I didn't know what was gonna happen, but
Once they pan to the sky, because at first, they kept it low to the ground. But once they pan to the sky and you could see the structure around, I was like, ah,
I didn't get it at first. At first, I thought it was just a really good hologram,
oh no. I
and
was
then
like,
it was slowly revealed to me. I was like, did they
yeah,
create a little bio for him?
yep.
And
Did
then he was
exactly what
teaching the rocks, Kevin.
he had classes in session.
He was teaching. I could cry. He was teaching the rocks.
That was great. That was funny.
Oh, it was so good.
And just a last little tidbit. If you stay it all the way until the end, there's a 2 little second sound that
Wait a minute. Did
that
I miss the goddamn
it's just
post credit?
it's literally like it makes like a little beep boop at the very end. That's I read about it. I stayed to the end, and that's exactly what happens. You don't it doesn't show you anything. It's just an audio clip of Rocky making a sound.
But that sound means something, doesn't it? Isn't that how he says his name? Or remember he made some. Oh no 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 no. He was like, how does my name sound? He was like, something like that. That's
Yeah.
not it though, right?
No, it wasn't
Okay.
that. Yeah. This one was just like a 2 second, like 2 beeps or something to that effect.
Do
I
we know
don't
what it means?
know. I don't know what it means. It's just a little Easter egg at the end.
Well, so needless to say,
Oh, it's worth the
it's
watch.
so watchable.
Mhm.
It's IMAX.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna
Um,
go to the theater, see it, definitely see it in IMAX.
it is bring tissue.
Bring tissue.
And
Yeah, just
I
expect a good time.
one
Expect
final little thing, and I don't know, I'm sure you caught it, but I loved all the little references to like other space movies, like the doo 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 doo
oh, yeah,
from Close Encounters.
third
I was
kind.
like, oh my god, they put in a little. I was like, there were like three people that laughed. I was one of them. They put like a little Gen X,
Yeah.
reference in there, and I think there was Oh, I also loved it when they did the voices of all the actors when they were looking for Rocky's voice. They were like, Meryl Streep, she could do anything. And it was like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. It was great.
It was good, man. It was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great watch. I just wish the people wouldn't talk behind me.
Yeah, no, I
You
think
made it
you
pretty.
have to take responsibility for not telling them to shut the F up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll
You
do
could
better
do it
next time.
polite. You could do it
Yeah,
politely.
I'll do better.
You don't have to be me. Um, Sometimes I just give enough side eye that they stop. And
Mhm.
I will get up and go complain.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way that AMC, and I'm going to clip this out and send it to AMC, could create a text that you can take out your phone and text
Like, oh yeah,
my row and go
E9,
behind me.
E9
G9
needs to go.
talking too much.
E9 gets the boot.
Because I would stand up and turn around and be like, I'm terrible.
Yeah,
Don't mess with my movie experience.
right.
Don't do it.
E9 needs the boot.
I'm sorry that happened. I hope you get to go back. If you don't, when you stream it, you
It's all
know,
it yeah, yeah. I survived.
you did.
I
You
survived.
did.
So
Well, so needless to say, it's very watchable.
yeah. Definitely
And
watch me.
I'm really glad that you saw it so that I saw it, because I would have been mad had I watched it in my house and didn't get to see that on the big screen, because all those real practical effects of space were quite beautiful.
They were. And it looks amazing on the big screen.
It really does.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for watching. Please check us out. Go to thewatcherspodcast.com. And subscribe and follow and like. You can join our Patreon.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching with us.
See you next time.